Hello Fretwellers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and in today's episode you join me here in the furnace room, and what we're going to be doing today, at least for the first part of the episode, is finishing off the brewing room. I'm a bit tired of seeing it just half complete and unfinished, so that's what we're going to be working on first. So I'm going to get what hardened clay is cooked up here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it into the red clay that we need for the brewing room. I went and got some glowstone from the nether. I've also made up a bunch of chests so that we can finish the storage area, which is pretty much all that's left to do in here, to be honest. The wart farms are finished, the brewing stands are fine here, and the main room is finished, and pretty much everything down here is finished apart from the chests, so we're going to work on that first. So let's get our red stained clay. I'm just going to pop this out and get our clay inside. That's where the lever is for that particular one. And right here is where we're going to have a redstone lamp. So we'll just leave that empty for the time being. I do have torches on me, so I'm just going to keep it fairly well lit. Same thing for here. I want to put some red stained clay in here and in here. There we go. Now, I believe I want to go with the same pattern for the bottom bit, so we'll worry about that in a moment. I think that's everything, pretty much, as far as clay is concerned, for this particular part. We do need to add some lamps, so I'm going to knock those out. That's got a lamp in it. They've got lamps in, and we've got room for the two there. So let's make ourselves up a bunch of levers. We can get 8 levers from this. And I'm going to need to grab some redstone here. And just head up back to the furnace room. And let me grab... Oh, I have very little redstone left. Well, that problem can easily be remedied. Let's put ourselves some redstone down on the ground here, and I'm going to fortune it up. It's the problem, I keep mining all this ore in silk touch form, but then I never find a way of breaking it down because I don't have a fortune diamond pickaxe. I just have to rely on this iron one. For some reason in this series I could just never ever get fortune. I can get silk touch and I can get work picks, but never fortune 3. But I might have another go again fairly soon. See what we get. Hopefully fortune 3. I mean, even fortune 3 on its own would be okay. I could augment it with books to build it up into a proper pickaxe, but I'm just having to rely on iron at the moment, unfortunately. So just break this down here, and then we can make up our lamps. There we go. Almost done. There we go. Just pick all this stuff up, and I'm going to put the fortune pick away. And where's my glowstone? There it is. I'm not going to make all of it into lamps. I'm just going to make 8 lamps. That should see us through to finish the build. So let's head back down here again. And that one has a lamp, right? So we need one in here. There we are. And we also want one in here. And we need one in there. And in here. There we go, and of course, who could forget, we need 2 in here. Okay, so now all we need to do is fill in this part with the chiseled quartz. Do I have any? I have a little bit. I have some quartz upstairs which I can use for that. I've got 2 there. Well, I mean, that's a minor thing that we can sort of figure out later. So now I need my chests. There we are. And we're going to put trap chests in the middle there. As far as trap chests are concerned, I'll need iron for those, which I have up here, as well as sticks and planks, I believe. I think that's how you make trip hooks. I've never made many, to be honest, so it's quite difficult for me to actually remember what it is that you need for this. Let me see here. Trip hooks, wooden planks. It's not that. Is it that? No. May have to go look this up. Oh, there we go. So plank, stick, and iron, and that will give me tripwire hooks. Get 2 tripwire hooks for each usage that we get there. So let's head back down here, and I'm going to put these with these chests. We'll just make 8 for now. Oops. Okay, so this is going to be the ingredients wall. I have my item frames, and that will be my ingredients wall. This one right here is going to be my potions wall, and I don't have much of an intention of brewing that many potions, and certainly I think 1 chest will be enough for ingredients. I mean, who's ever heard of a chest full of gas tears or something like that? We don't get that many ingredients, so I think that's going to do fine for right now. So as for this wall, we're going to want to go with 3. That's still openable, right? Same thing here and here, and we're going to need some more chests, but that's okay. Let's make some more. There we go, get 8 more chests. And we're also going to need more trap chests. I'm going to need 7 more. Do I have 7? No, I don't, but I can get 7. And I'll get those 2 chests. That gives me 6, and I need 1 more. 7, and I'm going to combine those with the 8 tripwire hooks that I have. There we go. So that's going to be our potions wall, and I'm going to get item frames for those. I don't have enough on me right now, but I will make item frames for those as well. So I think that pretty much covers everything that I needed to do in the brewing room. I think now we need to start and work on something else. So I'm just going to add these item frames and fix that, and I'll see you later, guys. So here we go. I'm just brewing up the last set of potions now, and this is invisibility, and these are going to be going onto the item frames down below. So there we are, invisibility. So as you can see, I have now completely finished the brewing room off. Just need to put that potion in there, and I still do need to fix that up actually. I did not realise that I'd forgotten about that, but aside from that, the room is finished now. As you can see, I have all the ingredients on this wall, from netherwort and all the different changes of potency and making it a splash potion. And on this wall we have all the different types of potions that you can brew in the game at the moment. We have, that's going to be water bottles in there, so actually we could do with making a bunch of those now. So I'm just going to make a bunch of bottles. I'm just going to fill them up. I've got plenty of room. There we are. So these are going to be water bottles. Next to it are going to be awkward potions. Strength, speed, night vision. I believe that is weakness in there, and damage. Then we've got fire resistance, regeneration, instant health, poison, and invisibility. And then over here, as you can see, we have all the different ingredients. So pretty easy. Not too much really going on with that. But I do want to get a good supply of potions going so that we can use them, because I've not really... One thing I've never done in this game is play with brewing too much. I mean, I've done brewing before, but I've never brewed lots and lots of potions. Certainly not in the vanilla game, so that might be quite nice to have the opportunity to do. And also, if you're wondering what these empty chests are, these are extra spaces for when new potions get added. For example, in the next version, we're going to see pufferfish added, and that means that one of these will be pufferfish, and then we can brew a night vision potion. So now, for the rest of today's episode, what I want to work on is something else, and that is up here, way up here. So let's take the stairs up. We're going to go up above the central cavern and to here. Now, we've obviously got the fort up there, and we have this section here, and I never did anything with this, and it links down here, which is one connection that we have, and then that kind of syncs up perfectly with the fact that we have another unused part over there as well. We also have a place to put something here if we want to, and we have all this part of the cave which I never ever used. There is basically nothing here, and it may be nice to do something with this. I know what I'm going to put in this area over there. I'm going to head back fairly soon to the horse hut, and I'm going to pick up horses, and I'm going to make a little stable set up in here somewhere and use this space for that, because then when I ride the horses out I don't have to travel too far to actually get outside. So that's what I want to do with that, so it might be kind of nice to have a different way of accessing things. And I'm thinking that down here I'm going to put a bridge across to the other side, and then in that general vicinity up there I'm going to put the library, and we may be able to connect it up to that section there on the other side and create like a nice little balcony area so that we can read our books or do whatever. And as for this area, I don't know what I'm going to do too much with this area at the moment, but it's definitely going to be a good idea, I think, to actually finish this area off a little bit. So in order to do that, I'm obviously going to have to clear some land a little bit here, because I never really expected that I was going to do anything with it, to be honest. And up here, actually, if we head up here, you will actually see that this is where the fort is, and over here is where my original workbench, furnace and chest are, which is pretty cool, I have to say. And it's been a long time since then. A lot has changed in this world, and I probably will cover all of this stuff up. I don't think I'm going to put much in here because we have all this redstone wire running around for the lights, so we may want to look into perhaps just covering that area up a little bit and just not using it for anything. But there we go, so that's just something to think about. I want to keep the path 3 wide if I can, so let's just kind of knock this out a little bit here. There we go, so I'm going to take this up. I do have a little bit of dirt on me, not much, but I do have some wood, so I'm going to get myself a bunch of wood going here, and I guess we could start it from there, I suppose. So this at the moment is only 2 wide, so we want to make it 3. So let's knock this out. Look at that, I've got some coal there. I'll take care of that later. So let's just crack this open. And, oh, well, that works. So now we'll have a 3 wide pathway here. And I'm thinking that if we want to keep it 3 wide, we are going to have to turn up here. Yeah, that works. If I put you here, and then I run wood like this, although that's going to make it kind of tight, isn't it? Well, it's not too bad. Let's see. We've got this area under the stairs, which we might do something with. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure what we'll do with that. So we can fill this in. Put a torch down. I know where I've got a bunch of dirt, so I'm going to go grab that now. Right here in the little workshop I have, yeah. There's a lot of dirt in there, but I'll just use that for now. Some more wood, that's always handy. Anything else up here that I really want right now? No. Okay. Well, that'll do. That'll do. So let's head back down here and put some dirt in here. And we could branch off this way if we want to. That's always an option. And right here I'm thinking is where I'm potentially going to have to go down a level, so that we can kind of, we're going to have to do quite a tight curve here. I'm tempted to make it into a staircase if I can. Take that out. So if I was to go with the staircase look, I really need a crafting table. Oh, there's one right there. I can make myself some stairs then. Let me make myself just a couple of stairs. 16. And I don't need that on my bar. Why is that on my bar? Let's put these like this. Well, that would have to be like that then. And then, would we have enough room here? I think so. Because then we could have the path running like this. And, ooh, no, that would make it pretty tight, wouldn't it? We want really a 3 wide. Although that is pretty easily possible. We could just do this. A lot of coal here that I never mind, that's odd. Let me just take this up. And we'll put wood in this area instead. There we are. And if we want to keep the 3 wide theme, then I'm going to have to do something a little bit like this. There we are. Let me run through here. And we'll put that in. And that's going to leave us with some room to put some dirt in here. And our wood is going to kind of go a little bit like this. Like so. That's a bit tight there. I mean, it's still 3 wide, so it's okay, but I may look at a little bit into working with this. And then as for this way, well, we could do a lot with this, because it kind of goes into a big, wide open area, so that's something to look into as well. I'm thinking, as for the bridge, this is going to have to go a bit lower. How about that? No. Well, I mean, this is the lowest I can really go, so we're going to have to, I think, use this, and we may have to just reshape the roof a little bit. Now, as far as the bridge is concerned, I'm not 100% sure on whether I want to go with just normal planks or whether I would want to give it some depth and make it slabs. I think I would want to go with a slabbed look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera here for a minute and I'm going to work on just wrapping this pathway up, and I'll experiment with the bridge a bit and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've come up with. So I'll be right back, guys.